we are on the panel, The Rise and Rise of Regional. Regional is a very interesting space for content creators and as well as marketers. And when it comes to regional, there is Marathi, there is Gujarati, Bhojpuri and Bengali. On the other side, we have South, which is four different states, four different culture, four different behaviors of audience. So we have people from all the regional space who are all going to talk about the regional space and the business over there. So let me just start with Madhura first. So you are an influencer, ace influencer today in the country. Particularly you are on Hindi, English and Marathi. So how do you handle these three different languages and you are in HSM as well as one regional channels on that. So how do you handle these challenges? And three different market, how do you handle them?
So I would like to share journey first. So I started off in 2009 with my English channel, and 2 years back we switched to Hindi and Marathi one. So when I started off in 2009, it took almost 4 years to hit first 100K subscriber base. And as soon as I started with regional, it took less than 18 months to hit 1 million subscriber base. And to manage these three channels, basically, I need to understand the requirement of the viewers. For Marathi, they are more inclined towards regional thing or regional recipes. For English, it is like more quick stuff, like quick fix, like sandwich and all that. And Hindi, it is a kind of combination of both. So yes, understanding is the main thing. Like, and I need to understand the requirements of my viewers.
Okay. So now after Hindi, English and Marathi, what next for you now?
So now, since we have a 2.2 million subscriber base on Marathi itself.
That's huge number.
So yeah, it's a huge one. And so yes, we'll continue creating content in three languages, but at the same time, we are trying to leverage this base, and we have come up with our own product line. So we have launched our masala. Then yeah, I have released my recipe book. So we are trying to expand our base in that way.
Fantastic. So how do you work with brands on these areas?
I'm sorry?
Brands.
Yes.
Do you work with brands?
Yes, I work with brands.
Yeah.
So
What are the challenges normally you face it when you work with brands?
First thing is, they need to be there. Every part of the video, logo needs to be there. There needs to be shout outs. So it is a kind of, we need to communicate continuously with the brands, how we can subtly or indirectly integrate their product with our recipe videos without hurting the emotions of our viewers. So
That's fine. See, when I said brand, Ellen, I'll come to you. So what are the key challenges normally you face it in this regional space? And when I say regional, again, there are two different areas. One is Marathi, Bangla, Gujarati is in one side, and South is in another side. South is always a very challenging market because it's a four different state which has four different festival. Frankly, there is no Diwali in Malayalam, I mean Kerala. They have Onam. And when it comes to Tamil Nadu, it is Pongal. And Andhra, it is Shankranti. Karnataka, it is Shankranti. See, cultural wise, they are different. Audience, behavior, everything is different. And frankly, being a Tamilian, I don't understand Telugu. I don't understand Malayalam. I can probably understand Kannada. So this is the regional space that we are talking about. How challenging it is for you? Because as a brand, you have to invest, you have to work on the integration part, and you also have to track your own, monetizing wise how it is done, and is it giving you a return on investment? So how challenging it is for you?
Hello. I think both the previous panel as well as Madhura have kind of really vocalized brands overall, and what our brands partners, our brands villains, I think there are multiple perspectives going around on partnerships with brands, but it's a very interesting question. Somewhere it begins with, and especially in context of regional, I think it begins with understanding that every region has its own cultural ethos. It starts there
Correct.
overall. And consumers, if you look at it, consumers are the same everywhere, and consumers are different everywhere.
When you say that consumer are the same, how different is the behavior?
So now, there are certain places where you see continuity. And again, I can now talk about the brands on which we work on, be it a Zandu Balm or be it a Fair and Handsome. There are certain commonalities which traverse across regions overall. And then there are certain things which are very different, and the way consumers react to it is very different. But what we've also seen is as one pan-Indian brand, because end of the day, Zandu Balm remains Zandu Balm, be it in Delhi or be it in Madurai. It's exactly the same. It traverses the same. So that's where what we have been doing, and we've attempted something in the last 4 to 5 years overall. And I'd like to talk a bit about that. Is first, what we've done is we've seen the role that, what is the objective that we are attempting to do with content or with partnering in the region. What's the important task which is there? What is a common task, and what is a task which is relevant for that particular market? That's something that we begin by defining very clearly, because it's very critical to define that. Otherwise, there's a very high chance that you go wrong.
Correct.
And with that, what we've done, and this is something we've seen very well, is on certain places, we have almost looked at a very simple framework overall. Whenever we partner with content or culture or integrate with culture, one thing we begin with is to understand that a little more deeper. First is to understand and see what is it that you can leverage from that culture in context of your brand. So it's a culture, and why does that culture or that property work with that consumer? It's very critical as a brand to understand that. Like if, for example, like if we are integrating, and like Fair and Handsome had done some work with superstar Rajnikant's movie, Kabali.
Okay.
At that point of time, it was very critical for us to first understand why and what will work with the audience in context of the superstar, because it works in a certain manner. So in that context, how does it work? And taking that, for example, I'll give a live example. We understood that his one-liners are very popular. And in that movie...
Which one?
His one-liners.
Yeah.
His one-liners are extremely popular. And one or two words take a life of its own. When superstar Rajnikant says it, it takes a life of its own. So that movie had something called Niruppuda, which meant fire overall.
Yeah.
And Fair and Handsome was the brand which we were integrating. We stood for our core ethos was about masculinity, a value of masculinity. So we said, can we integrate masculinity? And he's the man who's an icon of masculinity, if you were to look at it. Can we integrate it with that culture? So we created a content series called Fair and Handsome for the Man of Fire. So there, all of a sudden, we took something from that culture, translated that along with the band, and built a platform which was a sweet spot between both. And that is something which leverages, and that is also something which does not intrude, because consumers hate intrusion. From what Madhura had said, and from what Prajakta and Ashish were mentioning the previous panel, consumers are hateful if brands are in your face today. I think that's an understanding which is very important for us, and I think that's a starting point with which these days we begin working with. What is it that you can do without intruding into the personal space, but at the same time leveraging the credibility of the property?
In your experience in the regional space, which is the toughest market according to you?
Every market has its own nuance.
Yeah,
overall.
I do agree.
But
Every market has its own nuance, but there should be one market should be very tough where you have to really put your extra effort to do work.
So,
which one is that?
So if you look at it, like for example, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, these are markets which have their own unique ways in which they react overall. These are markets which take a deeper understanding, especially if we are wanting to integrate or leverage culture overall.
Correct. So coming to Rahul, I'm just picking up a point from him that AP and Tamil Nadu is a very unique market and different market. You being in this business for quite some time, I think you and me go a long way. So, how challenges it is when it comes to your business and implementing your systems in these markets,
Uh,
particularly South?
South,
Because you can get away with the
yeah.
Gujarati and other things, but when it comes to South
South,
being,
as you rightly said, you know, they're different countries altogether. All four of them are different countries altogether. So, and they're very critical, you know, and they're very emotional, strongly very emotional.
Tamil.
That, yeah, Tamil and including Telugu also. So these markets are very strongly, so one needs to be very sensitive while you are doing dubbing for them or doing subtitling or translations work for them. It's you need to be very careful. And same way, it's like Kannada, which is just opened market, recently opened, because Tamil Telugu is being there for quite long now. So Kannada market, again, because it was closed for so many years, so now they're very, very protective and very, very this thing that, you know, it's like, what you're doing, first show us, needs to be approved, no wrong word should go, no wrong meaning should go. So that way, they're very, very close that way.
Kannada has started dubbing.
Yeah, Kannada has started dubbing, by the way.
It's a
Yeah.
big.
It's a big
news,
market and
yeah.
big opening, and like channels, like various channels are.
I mean, there
getting
never
into that.
used to be a dubbing allowed in Kannada.
Yeah, so same was Malayalam, same was Kannada earlier now, but now Kannada has opened up completely.
Okay.
Malayalam is still, again, I think they'll take some time to open up completely.
So, given the OTT, player, the more and more players are coming in, and if you look at many OTTs, see recently Z5 was announced 100 originals and 18, 19
Yeah.
originals, out of which close to around 45%, which is in South market. How do you look at them, and what is the kind of an opportunity, and how you are going to leverage from there?
See, overall, regional, I should say, like, it's not, earlier it was only Tamil and Telugu, right?
Yeah.
If you see.
No, yes, I
main market
completely
Hindi, then Tamil
understand
and
that
Telugu.
Karnataka has grown. Really, it has grown.
But now the other languages are coming, thanks to OTT, like Bhojpuri is becoming big.
Correct.
And you have Bangla, you have one own, it's a OTT of their own.
Correct.
So like that way is Gujarati, Marathi, the languages are going, because every consumer wants to watch the content in their language, simple as that.
Correct.
You give them, and earlier it was to be that, okay, no, this is a Telugu movie, only people over there, only in the region will watch, it's not that. People in Delhi wants to watch that movie if it is good. So if good content, any language, it will work across all the languages. It's like, it's not only the global content which is coming to India, it's also the Indian regional local content which has been produced by, let's say, in Tamil or Telugu. It's been watched by Marathi and dubbed in Marathi and Gujaratis and all the languages.
Correct. And coming to Anil, you have been working on the YouTube space for a long year, and particularly in Telugu and Tamil and Karnataka market and Malayalam market. You are probably one of the biggest MCN in South India. Probably in the very short span of time you have gone IPO. So now, what are the challenges you face in these four markets, and how different are they when it comes to creating a content? Because you have a content background, you have a content company which is creating contents. How different and how challenging it is, basically?
So, as you all know, content is always been the king, but context is the kingdom. So, for us, these four markets are so diversified, and it's like these four monkeys we're trying to handle and understand the roots of the culture and try to create content around that market is a challenge. And for some reason,
What kind of a special attention you normally give between Telugu and Tamil? Because, okay, when it comes to films, okay, there is a possibility of Tamil film getting dubbed into Telugu, Telugu film gets into Tamil. But that doesn't happen between Kannada and Tamil, Tamil and Malayalam. It doesn't happen. If at all Tamil has some sibling relationship, it's only Telugu. So other two markets are completely new for Tamil. So how do you look at this market when it comes to creating a content? Because it is all different genres, different understandings, behaviors. It's highly challenging. So what is your take on these four markets when it comes to content creation? How do you normally do it? Because you have built about close to around 800 channels on your MCN network, which is something which is very huge, and managing them is a big process. So what is the measurement that you normally take? What are the parameters you follow?
see, all these years, if you see these markets, they have been very unstructured markets. And
Unstructured market.
Yeah, and there's no a proper plan, like how they prepare the content, and especially the creators, there's nowhere for them to go and do things,
Okay.
right? So what we have started doing is we started streamlining things over there, and uh, we are trying to understand their context and helping them create brand-friendly content when it comes to brands again. So it's been a slow process. It's not like we have created hundreds of creators. It's going step by step there.
Correct. Coming to Pinakin, do you do you think regional growth is a myth or it's a reality?
Um, well, it's very much a reality. Let me give you an example. In 2018, we were doing 1 billion minutes a month, and now we're doing 7 billion minutes a month. Back then, I think we were at
But when it comes to monetization, is it the same?
monetization. Also, it's improving.
Okay.
It's definitely improving. So there's a relationship over there in monetization, which I'll get to. We were maybe at 40 million subscribers earlier. Now we're at 100 million subscribers. My team just forwarded me, told me that we have a Santhali channel, we have a Kortha channel, we have even a Jharkhandi channel. Now, I didn't even know that some of these languages exist. So the growth is real. The views are happening. Plus, after geofication and the fact that now data is available smoothly, it's going to keep growing. The only issue that I'm seeing right now, and it's not really an issue, it's more a teething stage, where brands and creators and all of us can work together to see to it that everyone rides the wave at the same time. So so Google has AdSense which you earn, and then there is AdWords which you can advertise. So now there are regional language AdWords that have been opened up. Like I think recently they opened up Bengali, if I'm not mistaken. And you can now create ads in Bengali, in the script, in the local language. As long as this keeps happening, and I think that local advertisers as well as national advertisers take advantage of this, it has to grow.
Marathi, and Bhojpuri, which is the toughest market that do you think? I keep asking them in South, which is the toughest market. Similarly, there should be some tough market, and there should be some VC and roads market. Which are all them?
I would say Assamese, it's not really a tough market. Let me answer that very clearly. It's not, no language is a tough market once you understand the nuances of the culture.
Correct.
We're in a country where every
Yeah,
200
it is
kilometers...
purely based on the culture. Yeah.
Yeah, it's every 200 kilometers something changes, right? So it's not, I don't think any language is tough once you understand. But as the new languages come online, since it's a new market, since advertisers are not still friendly to that language, that becomes a tough language to monetize. But the views come. It's not like the views don't come. So I would say right now the recent new horse that we're seeing rising is Assamese.
Correct. So the emergence of OTT, how it is going to help the regional sites?
Okay, so I think people like Z5, people like Shimaru, all of them have started creating a lot of regional
Yeah, that is one side. Apart from that, even YouTube also very aggressive in pushing these contents in these areas, encouraging, and MCNs also doing that. You are one of the most top, top 10 NCM. So you also talk to the people, you also create content. So in all these languages, how do you see the future of them? How it is going to grow from 2 years from now, 3 years now? How the growth is going to be? Regional contents.
As long as the connectivity in that particular area is good on a national level, it will keep growing. For example, I think we have Bhojpuri viewers from Trinidad and Tobago, which we didn't know that audience existed there. There are certain phenomena that will occur, and we will be only able to explain with data as time goes by, but the growth is guaranteed.
Correct.
The growth will happen across all languages.
Right.
Like I was mentioning to you earlier, some of our Bengali kids' content is performing really well.
Correct.
It's not. We have a lot of Hindi kids, we have a lot of English kids, we have a lot of foreign language kids, but the Bengali content has suddenly started running.
Correct. So that, and coming to spiritual content on regional space, how good is that? And looks like it is doing extremely well, and it's kind of an eye opener for many MCNs also to now looking at a lot of spiritual contents, classical musics and all. How the space works,
So
and you are the leader in that, I guess.
Well, I hope so. We're more enterprise partners. YouTube calls us enterprise partners now. But it's in terms of spiritual, you've grown up with it. Today, your grandmother or your grandfather, they told you that when you wake up in the morning, you have to say this. And again, like I was saying, when I was 3 years old, I didn't know the Hanuman Chalisa by heart. But my cousin in London did know it. because even the NRI audience that's sitting outside the country is extremely close to their roots. They don't want to leave their connection with India. So there's a lot of viewership that happens outside India also in the spiritual space, but from a regionalization standpoint, uh, for example, a Shiv Tandav Stotram, which is a South Indian version, seems to work better because that region looks at that deity or that god differently in comparison to the rest of North India, even though some of the bigger temples are there in North India as well. So it's the more regionalization, the more diverse, the better it is in terms of spiritual for us.
Rahul, coming to you, how important is regional to you?
For me, that is my life.
Bread and butter.
Yeah, and like I've been there for so many years, it's more than I think 15, 20 years now.
So in regional, which market is your primary market?
See, as I said, Tamil Telugu is already there, Kannada is reaching now, Bangla is opening up,
Okay.
and then
So you are
Bhojpuri-
evangelizing any new market?
Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of scope and a lot of opportunities there in the markets. There are a lot of regions coming up. And it's just that you need.
So there is an increase in tractions after all this OTT and all this more dubbing opportunities.
Yeah, of
See,
course.
we are talking here beyond films. We are not talking
No,
about
I'm not
films
talking
at
about films. I'm talking about. I mean, see, there's a lot of content. As he said, I mean, we never expected like kids rhymes. You know, that is one.
Yeah,
big
kids is
example.
another biggest space.
Nobody thought. I mean, you need to dub it basically into, let's say, Johnny Yes Papa dubbing into Tamil and Telugus and all these languages. But it happens now. So I never heard of it 1 year back. But now I myself doing hundreds of rhymes across multiple languages for multiple clients. So that is what the new genres are opening up, which we
Correct.
never thought of earlier. So same way, thanks to OTT and YouTubes and all this stuff, there's a lot of work happening across the languages and new languages, as he said, the new languages are coming up. It's a real lot of good opportunities.
Correct. And coming to Alan, from the brand perspective, how important regional to you?
So regional is very important. Ultimately,
In regional, which are the market is important for you?
so again, see, depending on the brand, it like South is critical, Maharashtra, West Bengal, these are Bihar. All these are markets which are different, and with a portfolio of brands that the organization has, different brands have different regions which we focus on. So that way, there is some brand or the other focusing on each of these markets actually. But what we see overall from a brand perspective is there are 3 or 4 challenges that we in general see. One is, are we able, see we sit out of a corporate office either in a Bombay or a Calcutta, like overall. Sitting there, are we able to do justice to understand the culture?
Correct.
It's a very, very important one. And,
Yes.
and if we don't do that justice, we will just not be able to actually understand and talk in a language. We are as alien. If we don't understand it and talk in the language, for example, youth in Hyderabad talk a certain language. Youth in Coimbatore might talk a very different language. So it's very important to understand that nuance and get that in every piece of communication that you put in. So that's one understanding issue.
What
which-
are the basic criteria you look at when you are working on some brands integration and some channels or something like that? What's the basic criteria? Which are all your tick list?
Sure. So first it begins with the objective, as we said, which is the brand objective. Why do we want to do this content? Is it a content which we are doing as an add-on because your core thematic is talking something? Is this bringing in a certain value, additional value? Or is it doing something very, very different? Or is it like you want the brand to, there is a regional strong player, you want the brand to be well integrated there and get into that popular culture where you may or may not be as strong. So that might be the objective. So it first begins with the objective. The second one in our experience which we have seen is building an entire ecosystem right from understanding the nuance to ultimately translating that into powerful content. It's not a simple process, at least whatever we've seen.
It's all like mapping the right creator to the right brand is also a challenge.
Right. So in fact, even before getting into the creative, getting the right creative thought overall. Are we getting something which the consumer is even resonating? And here what is very critical is that entire ecosystem you build. One, at a creative agency level, at a digital agency level, are there the right content partners overall? So if we don't get the content partners and if we are not at the same wavelength overall, we should understand the content creator very well. If we don't understand the content creator well, then both of us will be in a soup.
Correct. When you say content creator, I'll come to her. How do you strategize and how do you plan your contents? Because brand's perspective, they have certain, checklists that they have certain do's and don'ts. So how do you cater them? How do you plan your content per se? And this is the last question. I think we are running out of time. I've been clearly told by Siddharth not to exceed the time.
So of course, I'm not a professional chef, so it is a kind of personal experience for me as a creator itself. So to plan out on a content part, I have to consider 3 things. First is it has to be simple and easy. Second is the season or the festivals that go around. And the third and the most important thing, it has to be foolproof. If I'm giving any recipe or content to a viewer, it should be useful. And if they are following, they should get that results also. So I try to follow these 3 simple things while creating content. So.
Thank you. Any questions?
We are not having the questions anymore. We are already running out of time. So can we have a big round of applause for this brilliant panel, Pinakin Thakkar, Anil Palala, Madhura Bachal, Rahul Bhatia, and Alan Eric. Can I please call upon Franklin to give away the mementos, please? Once more, can we have a big round of applause? Rise and rise of regional web content. Thank you so much, sir.